and today we're going to be making shrimp Rasta pasta. Jumbo shrimp. So now that we have our water boiling, we have a little bit of Himalayan pink salt and oil in the water. We're gonna put our pasta in. And we just leave that to boil and get soft. We're gonna do it al dente, not too soft. Now we have all of our vegetables chopped up. We're gonna season our shrimp, okay? On with some of this, it's all purpose. Then you want to hit them with the garlic powder, a little adobo, and then we have the Old Bay. This is what gives the shrimp Rasta pasta its flavor. This Old Bay is just something really good for all seafood. It does something. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of this all-purpose Jamaican seasoning just to give it Rasta-ness. A little bit of this Scotch bonnet sauce. Spicy. Gonna give our pasta a stir because we don't want it all sticking together. It's already starting to, that's crazy. And there's oil in the pot just to make sure it doesn't stick, but you have to stir it, don't be lazy. While we have the pasta working, we're gonna want to work on our Alfredo sauce, which is a Rasta pasta sauce. So it's Alfredo base, basically. And we're gonna do a roux. Roux is when you mix butter and flour together in the bottom of the pot, but this time our roux is going to contain garlic because we want the flavor of the garlic to come out in the pasta. We'll put a whole stick, and we're going to add some of that chopped garlic from the olive oil in there with the butter. So let that cook down together. That butter is starting to melt down. You're going to be able to smell the garlic. We're going to use a little bit of water from the pasta inside of the sauce. Pasta water makes a really good sauce because it has starch in it from the pasta, so it's not as thin and watery as water. Okay, looks like the roux is starting to work. I can hear it. It's starting to like bubble up and make noise and smell like garlicky deliciousness. That's when you know. So to this, we want to add some all-purpose flour to create a roux. But with this, you don't want to add too much flour because you don't want it to be a thick roux. You're making Alfredo sauce, not cheese sauce or like something like thick gravy. So you just want to be light with the flour. Just a little bit. And then it'll still be a roux, but it won't be as lumpy and thick as if you were making cheese sauce or a gravy. We want to add heavy cream. Just remember, we're making an Alfredo sauce. You keep mixing until the roux turns into like liquid. You don't want it to be all lumpy, and you don't want to wait till the roux gets dark because that is what we do for like brown gravy or something else, a dark roux. But for light sauces and stuff like that, we want to have a light roux. So we add some of this. And you don't never stop mixing. You keep mixing while you pouring them in because you want it to incorporate. And then we add evaporated milk. So then I see my pasta's boiling up. I know that water has gotten some of that starch in it. So I'm gonna add the pasta water. I also want the sauce to be nice and not thick, but not thin. So we're gonna add Parmesan cheese to the Alfredo sauce. Then I add parsley to give it some color. And then garlic powder for flavor. Even though we have the garlic in the bottom of there, the powder just does something for me. Some black pepper. A little bit of that pink salt. I promise you it's not shaking. So that's why I was going so hard. Here. And add a little bit of the water from the pasta. Just a little bit. And then you let that work over the heat. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. It's not too over powerful because we have all of this seasoning going on with the shrimp and they're gonna mix together. So you don't want a salty Alfredo sauce. You kind of want it to be a little bland but still good. So then we check on our pasta. They look a lot bigger than before. Still not ready though. So we let that boil a little more. Yeah, this sauce is exactly where it needs to be. I don't know if you can see that consistency, but it's not thin and it's not thick. It's not loose, but it's got some body to it. Okay. We'll take that off the heat. We'll set that to the side. And this is like really a simple meal. If you had a long day at work and you want to come home and eat something that's not too complicated, a shrimp Rasta pasta would be really good. I'm not a big fan of like the can and the bottle sauces. I like to make my own. So like hopefully this way you can make your own too by paying attention to this. Put a little oil in the bottom of the pan. We're just gonna use that to saute our vegetables. Add the veggies. Get everything. Yeah. The aromatics are crazy. Still have spinach here. We're gonna put spinach in the pasta because we need our greens. Let that rest because they're nice and steamed. You don't want to overcook the shrimp. Put it right there. Yeah, while it's still open. Then we're gonna take our sauce and then we're gonna pour it all over our pasta. You see the consistency of that sauce? It's not watery, it's not thick, it's in the middle. That's what we were looking for. Then add a little bit of Parmesan on the top of that. And you know, it's looking a little white. So we add a little bit of parsley to give it color. Then next we're gonna add the shrimp and the gravy right in. Onions, peppers, 3 tricolor peppers, and spinach. So it has a lot of personality. We got some red, yellow, orange, purple, and green going on in here. And pink with the shrimp.